Good afternoon, everybody.
Good,
Good afternoon.
good afternoon.
Can everyone hear me okay? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So my name is Michael Williams. I'm the Director of Operations with Coast, and I appreciate you taking the time to come out today. It's great to see you all. We also, with Coast, have Brad Nichols, our Executive Director, and Vanessa Policarnas in the back, who does community engagement for us here.
She does everything for us.
So if you have any questions afterwards, certainly you can talk to any of us. Yeah, there you go. I also wanted to make sure you're aware that Exeter TV is recording this session, so this is not live, but they're recording it to share with people who could not be here. So you're not in the shot unless you stand up here, but your voice may get picked up if you ask a question. So just want to make sure you're all aware of that. So we're here to talk about changes that we're proposing to Route 7 on demand. But I think it might be helpful for me to quickly give a quick overview of what Route 7 is for those of you who maybe haven't used it or are not familiar with it. So Route 7 on demand is an advanced reservation door-to-door service or curb-to-curb service for people who live in the area. It's open to the general public. You do not have to apply for the service. You do not have to be eligible by any kind of criteria. Anyone in the general public can use this service. It's limited in the area where it can go, and right now it runs on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from 9:30 in the morning to 5:15 in the afternoon. So that's the current span of the service. What we mean by advanced reservation is you have to call our call center or email them by 5 p.m. the business day before you want to ride. So if you want to ride on Thursday, you can do it on Wednesday. If you want to ride on Monday, you'd have to do it on Friday. And you'd have to make a reservation for your ride in advance. So it's not a same day like a taxi. You have to plan ahead. Yes, you have a question?
It was my understanding, and maybe things have changed, that it needed to be by 4 p.m. the day prior?
We did change to 5 p.m. We used to have different ones of our services end at different times of the day to try to stagger phone calls, and we got rid of that. We're trying to simplify it. So,
Thank you.
yes, the call center stops taking calls at 5 p.m. And they're open Monday through Friday. So if you call on the weekend, you're going to get a voicemail. Although you can leave a voicemail, and they'll call you back if they have your information on Monday. So,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Are there specific stops?
So there is some change going on with that. So the way we're running today, and we've run for some time, is that there are stops, and if you travel between stops, it's one fare. That's how much you pay to board. Whereas if you go just from your residence directly to wherever you're going, then it's a different fare. So both were options for everyone, but the cost to ride was different. And that is something that we're changing here. So I think that gave a quick overview of what the service is. I'll jump into the changes because that'll help answer this question. It is funded by a grant we received from a private foundation. And so we have funding to do this expansion for this year, and continuing past September 30th next year will depend on if we're able to continue getting that funding. So that's worth noting. We also received funding from this foundation for this past year, which is what allowed us to add Fridays, which we didn't used to have. So these are the changes. I'll just walk through them. So the first is expanding the area so that service will be anywhere in Newmarket or Exeter. So right now, only certain parts of these towns are covered, but starting on October 1st is when we're proposing for this to start. You could get picked up or dropped off anywhere in all of the town of Exeter or the town of Newmarket. In Stratham, you will continue to have access to the same little bubble of Stratham that we get right now, basically around Market Basket and the circle around those businesses there. But we're adding in, we will stop at Service Link. I think they changed their name, but people still know them as Service Link. And we'll also take you there, which is new. So as far as the service area, that's the change, is adding in the whole town. We're getting rid of the designated stops. This has caused a lot of confusion, where we have stops, but you don't have to use them, but the price is different if you use them. It confuses people, and we're trying to make this whole service less confusing. So those stops will go away. We're going to take them, the signs down off the road, and you'll simply say where you want to be picked up and where you want to be dropped off. And as long as both are in the service area, you're good to go. So no distinction there. Everyone just specifies their pickup and their drop-off location.
Does that have to be done the day before?
Yes,
The
it does.
drop-off does too?
And the
Yes.
pickup?
Yes, everything still has to be reserved the day before.
At least the day before.
Right, or further out if
Yeah,
you want to.
for-
But we don't have same-day
Yes.
reservations. And the reason for this is because we're trying to provide as much service as we can for as little money, because this is public money mostly, and we're trying to use it well. And in order to do a same-day trip, you have to have a driver out there just waiting in case someone calls, and that's just expensive, so.
So do you have hours from what time of day till what time of day?
9:30 a.m. until 5:15 p.m. So that means the earliest we'll pick someone up is at 9:30, and then the latest they should be off our vehicle is by 5:15. So that's the span when we'll give rides. And depending on what you're trying to do, the schedulers may need to work with you around, you know, we can't get you at this time because we're getting someone else. We can get you 15 minutes later or 20 minutes later. There is some flexibility required for this service. The next change is that all fares, so every time you board for a one-way trip, will be $3. So instead of having different fares for different rides, it'll be $3 every time you board, across the board.
And how do people pay? Do
So
they give money to the driver? Do they have an app on their phone?
it's a great question.
All people might not have.
So there's two main ways that people can pay. The first is with cash to the driver. So the driver cannot give change, but they can give, but you can pay them $3 bills, or if you have a 5, you just have to overpay. They can't give change. And then the other way is people can buy tickets. They're only paper tickets. And then those tickets, when they can buy them from the driver or from our website and have them mailed to you. And then when you board, you show the ticket, the driver will mark off the amount of money off the ticket that you're using on that ride, and then you hold on to the ticket until it's expended. So those tickets will be $30, and that gets you 10 rides. So it's not discounted, but it gives you a way to not have to carry cash. We continue to look at the option of having an app for payment. We'd love to go in that direction, but we haven't been able to yet.
It's expensive.
It is, yes. They take a big cut of the
If
fare.
I were to buy a book of 30, for $30, does that have to be for me, or can I gift it to someone? Can two people use it?
It's not tied to the individual, so your whole household could share one, and just each time someone goes, it gets marked off. You could buy one to give to someone. It's, yeah.
You can, or you can.
And then the last 2 points are really just clarifications, not changes. The first one is that service will continue to be open to everyone, no application necessary. When you call to make a reservation, we really don't need to know that much about you, other than even maybe a first name and where we're picking you up and where we're dropping you off. It can be helpful to have contact information and that kind of thing, so that we can contact you about the times for your rides. And but the information we require is quite minimal, and you can do it right at the time that you make a reservation. So it's easy to get started. And then lastly, because this funding is limited, if we have a significant demand for this service that exceeds how much funding we're able to get, we may have to limit how many rides any one individual can get in a month. This has had happened in other programs. We've never had to do that with Route 7, but we do want to just say that because we know with this expansion, it could bring in a lot more riders, and we have to balance, we can't overspend the money we have. So just be aware of that, although right now there are no restrictions on quantity of usage. I didn't put it on this slide, but we do have a brochure in the back that has some information about TripLink, which is our regional call center. They're the ones you call to sign up for the service. to schedule a ride, if you have to cancel a ride. They can also answer any questions you have about this service. So that number is on that brochure, and you're welcome to take one with you. Yes?
You had talked about how there was going to be a bubble in Stratham like there is now. It was my understanding that the coverage in Stratham is, you know, certain circumference around the old
Mhm.
route, or the route between Exeter and Newmarket. But then you did only mention Market Basket and that plaza,
Right.
and then adding, and stopping, I think you said, at Service Link?
Right, so today, the only part of Stratham we serve with this route is 3/4 of a mile circle around Market Basket. And that is an old holdover from the days when that was a fixed route bus stop. So that is what we serve in Stratham, and that will continue to be all we serve in Stratham. And no changes, except that we will go to Service Link, which is just outside that bubble along 108.
Okay.
But Exeter and Newmarket pay for this service. Stratham unfortunately does not. And so we have to restrict the service to the communities that are funding it. But so many Exeter and Newmarket residents are wanting to go to those shopping plazas that they included that in. Yes?
I can't see very well. Do you have copies of these slides to give out?
I didn't bring a printed copy, but we can get one to you. So if you want to either
Can I-
email
can I
or...
give you my email, right?
Yes, absolutely. And we can send this to you.
Great. And another question, I recently went to, oh gosh, where did I go? A Zoom presentation from NewHampshireRides.com, or Keep New Hampshire Moving. Are you connected with that at all?
We are, so I sit on the statewide coordinating council, which is the body that helped create that.
Okay.
Our regional mobility manager, Jeff Donald, is very active on helping update that information and make sure we have a good presence on that site for what is known as Region 10, or the Alliance for Community Transportation. So we have a very, very active regional mobility management effort here in the greater Seacoast area.
Thank you.
And would we contact, I'm sorry, I missed that information.
For Keep New Hampshire Moving, for that website.
That's what it is, Keep New Hampshire Moving?
Yeah,
KeepNHmoving.com.
keepnhmoving.com. Yep,
Very easy to use.
yep.
Yeah.
And our region is called Region 10, and there's a whole landing page for Region 10 on the website with contact information for Jeff Donald
Thanks.
on that.
Is that
And
a-
what towns does that include?
The entire state.
Uh,
Oh, wait, Region 10.
Region 10,
Yeah,
the eastern part of Rockingham County, all of
Okay.
Stratford County, and a little bit of Cheshire County. It's Cheshire,
Okay.
Carroll County.
But it's not bus service in all of that area?
no,
No.
No,
right,
so it's a variety of service
right,
providers.
I've read about it,
Yeah,
yeah,
yep,
long time.
Including CAS?
including towns, absolutely, yep.
Is that a nonprofit organization? Doesn't sound like it from their website.
So,
And the Keep New
so-
Hampshire Moving.
they
Okay.
chose .com for some unknown reason.
Okay.
It should have been probably, well, it could have been other dot something. So the statewide coordinating council is a committee formed by state law. So, and all of us who sit on the board are volunteers.
So it's a government.
It's a government entity,
Thank
right?
And Coast is a profit or nonprofit?
Coast is a nonprofit organization.
So I'm happy to take any other questions about Route 7. I will point out that in addition to Coast's service here, there are other transportation providers that have different maybe criteria for their programs that might not be open to the general public, but that may benefit you or someone you know. And if you call TripLink, that's the call center that you would call to make these rides, they also work with other providers. So you can call them and say, this is my situation, what are my options in this community, and they may connect you with others even beyond Coast, like Rockingham Nutrition Meals on Wheels. So the goal is for that call center to be one place that you can call and learn about all of your options. And even if they don't work directly with an option, they may be able to connect you out to them. So that's where you would call for this service, which is primarily what we're about today, but just know that they work with others as well.
So this option that you're talking about would take me, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about this, I've never used it, I'm just trying to gather some information. This would take me from anywhere in Exeter to anywhere in Exeter. It wouldn't take me to Portsmouth or Newmarket or,
It'll take you anywhere in Exeter to anywhere in Exeter or Newmarket or the little part of Stratham that we
That part
serve.
of Stratham
So you
you're
could go to
talking
Newmarket on this through Stratham, but it does not connect you to Portsmouth or other communities.
thank you.
So you can go anywhere in this service area, which is Newmarket, Exeter, and that part of Stratham.
Is there a booklet put out that addresses all these different services? Sure would be handy.
Can you find out through calling,
There's a
Trip
senior resource guide that
call
is
the
put out
Trip Link
by
number?
Exeter
find
Recreation.
out
That the
Oh,
library-
okay.
If I wanted to get
That's a
that
good, that,
that has
we
information about this and many
Sorry.
other things.
we talk, we
That's
don't
okay,
need
sorry.
to all talk at the same.
It's hard for me to hear more than one person.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's your
So like
question?
if I wanted to go to the beach, if I called Trip Link, I could get hooked up through them.
They could tell you what options are out there. Now, one of the challenges in New Hampshire is there's not going to be an option for every trip that you may want to do. There are limitations, but if there is an option, they're likely to know what it is and be able to connect you.
Fine.
The other thing that you can do through TripLink, either online or on the phone, is you can apply for transportation services. And so when you call or when you do that online, you basically enter your address, and then it'll start to filter down and ask you questions that are pertinent to the various agencies that we work with, and qualify you for as many services as we can qualify you for, whether that's TASK, Rockingham Nutrition Meals on Wheels, a service called Community Rides that the Alliance for Community Transportation also supports, and get you signed up for those through one single application.
Thanks.
And then we'll send that application off to Carol at Task, and she'll get you all signed up, and then you can work through us or through that agency to book your rides. So we try, again, is try to simplify the ways that you can access the resources that are available to you in the community.
Yes.
Just so I'm definitely understanding, we're really not losing anything on On-Demand Route 7. We're gaining more territory in Exeter and Newmarket.
Correct. Right.
Yeah.
So
And-
there's no reduction in the days or times that we're running, and there's only increase in where we'll go.
Wonderful. And you said it's proposed?
It's proposed because we're here to have a public input session with you all. We also have one in Newmarket on Thursday, and we don't finalize anything until we've talked to the community. And so our board at our meeting on September 28th, somewhere around there, has to make the final vote to have it be finalized. So barring any significant concerns that are raised, this is what's happening.
Wonderful. Thank you.
The one change that could be taken by some folks as a negative is the cost going to $3. So if you don't use the designated stops today, that cost is $3 now. About 50% of people use designated stops versus undesignated. So for some people, the cost of the trip will increase, and I would say that's probably the other biggest aspect of coming out into the community and asking for input.
Thank you.
Yep. You're welcome.
Any other questions?
No, but I will just say from the task point of view, I was at St. Vincent de Paul this morning, just talked about transportation options and talked about this, and the response was very, very positive, including the $3 each way. There was no one raising an eyebrow at that. So, excuse me, I don't think that'll be an issue, but it really is just another option that those of you who are in Exeter are fortunate to have.
Mhm.
Right.
You've got more than a lot of people, so,
Yeah.
And we hope it's well used.
oh, I'm encouraging it.
The more people find value in it, the more likely it is that the communities and private funders will decide to keep supporting it.
That,
Yes.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate with that one, because we can't do too much or we're gonna be restricted with rides per month. But
Right.
I'd love to promote it, but should I be fearful of promoting it?
Well, there's a middle ground, right? I think our approach would be, I want everyone who could benefit from it to be aware of it and to try it out. And historically, the service has not been over programmed. It's gotten close, but it's not gotten there, and we have some expansion possibility. I think it would be better overall for the service to show we're maxed out and there's
Right.
more need than for people to say, oh, it's not even being utilized, why are we funding it?
Yeah.
Exactly, right.
That makes it a much easier pitch to, the federal government who helps fund this, the communities who help fund it, and the foundation that's supporting us, or other foundations that can support us, or
And
other
towns.
philanthropists that, right.
Yeah. Do you feel that you're underutilized now?
We're right now, we're right at that line,
Okay.
but
Right at the line of being underutilized?
being overutilized.
Over.
Over you.
Oh.
But this funding gives us the ability to bump that up.
Starting October 1st.
Yeah, starting.
I mean, use it before then if you want to, absolutely, but
Yeah.
the funding, this grant, we can start accessing it on October 1st, so.
Okay.
Are we able to know who the foundation is that's supporting the grant?
Not currently. We're working on being able to announce that. We'd love to say that.
They
So-
deserve great thanks.
Yes.
So Coast has recently, we have been doing a lot of fundraising push, trying to bring in more private grants to expand opportunities like this, trying to publicize more the fact that Coast is a nonprofit and we run on donations, and so there's been some fruit like this from these efforts, but it's something that we're just trying to ramp up more and more to make more aware, because a lot of people don't realize that Coast is a nonprofit and relies on the community to support it.
And actually, one of our founding members of the board was your old town administrator, George Olson. So he was one of the founding fathers of Coast. So, the town of Exeter has a long history with Coast.
Any other questions? I don't have any more information to present. This is really the changes, but I want to make sure anyone has their questions answered, or you can talk to us after the camera's off if you prefer. Okay, I don't see any more, so thank you. Thank you to anyone who's watching our video. Have a great day.